Good morning, everyone. Today, I am here to speak on my topic correlation of OCT biomarkers with visual outcome in diabetic macular edema treated with bevacizumab. First of all, diabetic macular edema is one of the leading causes of central visual impairment in diabetic patients, and it is directly related to the longer duration of diabetes and elevated levels of HbA1c. And elevated levels of vascular endothelial growth factor has been playing a major role in the development of diabetic macular edema, and severe disruption of PROS, that is photoreceptor outer segments, and severity of diabetic retinopathy are directly related to the higher serum VEGF levels. Positive correlation has been seen between the PROS disruption and degree of visual acuity reduction. And based on the RCTs, remarkable improvement has been seen in patients treated with intravitreal anti-VEGF. However, lower visual gains have been noted in case of poor baseline visual acuity patients. And despite this, however, we have seen that in there are variations in RCTs and real-world clinical settings. So the aim of the study was to explore the demographics, clinical characteristics, and the OCT features at baseline and at week 6 early response that may be associated with 12 weeks visual response following IV injection of bevacizumab. A prospective observational study was carried out in 50 patients in a tertiary eye care center from October 2019 to January 2020. Protocols were followed according to declaration of health scheme, and approval was taken from institutional ethics committee. Informed consent was taken from the patients. OCT and all the detailed clinical examination were performed before, at 6 weeks, and 3 months post treatment. Biomarkers like PROS thickness and continuity, integrity of ellipsoid zone, and external limiting membrane, and all the other OCT biomarkers were compared with the visual acuity. At this line, patient demographics including age, gender, duration of diabetes, and blood vision, associated systemic diseases, and diabetic retinopathy staging, etc. were done. And also diabetic macular edema treatment were also history collected. Inclusion criteria include all those patients received initial loading injections, diagnosed with type 1 or type 2 diabetes, initial visual acuity of 6/24 or worse, or had center involving diabetic macular edema, or had follow-up of at least 12 weeks after the first injection. Exclusion criteria included any coexisting ocular disease, or prior vitreoretinal surgery, or any prior cataract surgery, or laser photocoagulation, or significant ERM and traction, or intravitreal steroid injection within 4 months before initiating anti-VEGF, or had history of CKD requiring dialysis, or administered any systemic anti-VEGF medication within 6 months prior to anti-VEGF injection. This is a pictorial representation of an example of a patient on whom we did the clinical examination and OCT before giving anti-VEGF, then followed up after 6 weeks, and then after 12 weeks. Results. Out of the 50 patients, 32 were males and 18 were female. Mean age of the patients including the study was 57.5 years. Out of 50 patients, the DME resolved in 18 patients by 6 weeks, and in total 35 patients by 12 weeks. Overall, it was seen that the study eyes who had baseline visual acuity of 6/60 plus 10 letters, and a mean baseline of eyes had a good baseline. 26 eyes had a poor baseline visual acuity. At 6 months post treatment, it was seen that those eyes with who had in some patients improved to 6/12, and in some, and gain of less than 5 letters was observed in 4 eyes with poor baseline visual acuity. And positive correlation was seen between visual outcome and OCT biomarkers post anti-VEGF. With an overall improvement, more than 50% of the study has achieved good visual gains by 12 weeks. So in conclusion, we can say that the central involving diabetic macular edema, young age, male gender, lower visual acuity, and presence of hyperreflective foci are related with remarkable improvement following intravitreal bevacizumab. And in addition, OCT helps to assess the diabetic retinopathy at early stage, and the biomarkers used in study. So good baseline visual acuity and maintenance of ellipsoid zone predict long-term visual response. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Any questions from the panelists?
Yeah, so we have 1 minute for the questions.
Yes. How many line improvement was there in 12? How many weeks?
Sir,
you checked vision after how many weeks of injection?
Sir, after 12, first of all, before doing
After.
before the treatment, and then after 3 weeks, yes, after 6 weeks, and then after 12 weeks.
What part of this vision improvement is because of the injection, and what part is because of better control of diabetes?
Yes,
So do we have a data on how well the diabetes was controlled before, or how long it was controlled, or was it ongoing? So would that influence the visual or the outcome of the patient?
yes, ma'am. I have not properly tabulated. I have not documented in tabulated form, but it was seen that I have written that patients with good baseline visual acuity and those who had very those ellipsoid zone were not disrupted, and it was a very good retinal microstructures were preserved. They had a very good prognosis, and those whose retinal microstructures were disrupted to a very severe extent, they showed very less
Didn't
significant
understand
difference.
my question. I was talking of systemic disease control influence on the results of your study. So in your limitations or confounders, that is what you should mention. Okay, we can
Okay.
go to the next.
Thank you.